I want you to look at the tags on your clothes right now. Seriously, check them. Chances are you're wearing cotton, polyester, or maybe nylon. But the textile industry has a massive dirty secret. Cotton is an environmental nightmare, and synthetics are literally just wearable plastic. So what's next? Welcome to This Explainer. Today we are diving into the miraculous, high-tech revival of an ancient, humble weed that is completely throwing a wrench into the multi-billion-dollar textile supply chain. We're talking about the massive industrial transformation of jute, aka the golden fiber.
Here's a super quick look at our journey today. We're going to cover the scratchy superfiber, what jute actually is, old ways versus new tech, the chemistry of cottonization, building the blend, and finally, the new textile laws driving this change. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the scratchy superfiber and how it's overthrowing fast fashion. To really understand why jute is having a moment, we have to look at the toxic reality of what we're wearing today. On one side, we have cotton. It's incredibly thirsty, it requires a surging amount of costly pesticides to maintain, and its pricing is wildly volatile due to climate shocks. On the flip side, we have synthetics, like polyester. Let's be real here. These are literally just wearable plastics that never break down and actively pump microplastics into our oceans with every single wash cycle. But the unexpected hero of our explainer today? It's a plant you probably only know as the scratchy weed used to make burlap potato sacks. And listen, this isn't just some fringe, small-scale eco-project. Not even close. $134 billion. That is the staggering financial scale of the sustainable textile market right now. Thanks to some absolutely intense green chemistry, jute is stepping right out of the cargo ships and directly onto the runway of high fashion. Section 2. What actually is jute? The botanical blueprint. Let's travel over to the fertile Ganges Delta, spanning India and Bangladesh, to see what makes this highly localized crop so biologically unique.
Botanically speaking, jute is totally different from cotton. Cotton grows out of a fluffy, easy-to-pick seed pod, but jute, it's what we call a bast fiber. That means the good stuff, those strong, golden, shiny strands, are securely locked away inside the inner bark of the plant's tough stalk. You can't just pluck it. The fiber literally has to be engineered out of the plant's architecture.
But before we talk about taking it out, we need to talk about what it does while it's in the ground. I want to drop this massive eco-stat on you. A single hectare of rain-fed jute absorbs 15 metric tons of carbon dioxide in just 120 days. To put that into perspective, its rapid growth cycle actively outperforms most natural forests as a carbon sink. It needs almost zero chemical fertilizers, relies entirely on seasonal monsoon rain, and gives vital nutrients right back to the topsoil.
Moving on to Section 3, old ways versus new tech. The extraction dynamics. Because getting that fiber out of that tough woody stalk, historically that required a brutal, highly polluting manual process.
Let me paint a picture of the old way to extract jute. You basically had to get wet. Farmers would harvest the stalks, bundle them up, and completely submerge them in stagnant ponds for up to 25 days. They relied on wild aquatic bacteria to slowly rot away the non-fibrous plant tissues. Then laborers would literally stand waist-deep in that murky, stagnant water to manually peel the fiber off the core. It was agonizingly slow, and the rotting plant matter severely deoxygenated local waterways. And this brilliantly illustrates how modern closed-loop technology completely flipped the script. We've shifted away from a 25-day open-water ecological hazard to a sleek 4 to 8-day process. Instead of throwing bundles into a river, modern Industry 4.0 facilities use temperature-controlled concrete tanks filled with engineered microbial enzyme cocktails, like pectinase. It completely protects the local environment while standardizing the quality of the fiber.
Oh, and it gets better. Before the raw plant even touches those enzyme tanks, it runs through high-speed mechanical ribboners. This instantly separates the green fiber skin from the woody core. That leftover wood, it's instantly recycled into eco-friendly particle board. Doing this cuts down transport bulk and water usage by up to 80%. Section 4. Chemistry of cottonization. Engineering a soft fiber. So, if jute is so great, why aren't we making t-shirts out of it decades ago? Well, raw jute is packed with a rigid organic polymer called lignin. It makes the fiber incredibly strong, but way too abrasive for clothing. Until, that is, we introduce the magic of modern chemistry.
We call this process cottonization. It's 3 steps that literally translate a stiff tree branch into a short, flexible, spinnable fiber that mimics cotton. Step 1, an enzyme bath breaks down that rigid lignin. Step 2, an alkaline solution swells and softens the cellular walls. And finally, Step 3, the long strands are mechanically cut into precise 30 to 38 millimeter lengths. Boom! A scratchy weed is now soft enough to wear.
And the data backs this up beautifully. When you compare cottonized jute yarn to virgin cotton and polyester, the results are wild. Jute retains immense tensile strength, way stronger than cotton. But look at the bottom row, biodegradability. Jute decomposes into non-toxic compost in under 90 days. Pure cotton takes about 180 days, and polyester, over 400 years in a landfill. Jute is giving us industrial strength but returning to the earth almost instantly. Which brings us to Section 5, Building the Blend. Advanced hybrid yarns. To actually optimize mass production, textile developers don't just use pure jute. They engineer advanced hybrid matrices.
Here's a massive game changer, the Jugo blend. By weaving 30% cottonized jute with 70% organic cotton, manufacturers get the absolute best of both worlds. You get the soft, dye-absorbing skin feel of cotton, fully backed by the heavy, stable framework of jute. This specific blend is rapidly taking over premium denim, utility workwear, and lifestyle backpacks.
And for heavy-duty industrial stuff, check out this jute polyester blend. By mixing 40% natural jute with 60% recycled plastic, you create a wrinkle-resistant, highly breathable fabric. It provides excellent acoustic insulation, which makes it the absolute gold standard right now for commercial upholstery and automotive interiors. So the crucial point is, this isn't just about hugging trees, it's about hard economics. Pure cotton is a highly volatile commodity. By substituting just 15 to 30% of it with highly stable jute, huge spinning operations reduce their raw material input costs by roughly 12%. This simple blend is a powerful financial hedge that directly inflates corporate profit margins. Finally, Section 6, New Textile Laws, Regulating Fast Fashion. Let's scale up the narrative here because profit margins are great, but the true engines forcing this global transition, they are strict new international laws. Look at how the machinery evolved. Back in the pre-2000s, jute was stuck on low-speed frames making cargo twine. But thanks to the enzyme breakthroughs of the 2010s, modern mills can now feed cottonized jute directly into their existing automated cotton spinning machines. Factories don't have to reinvent their assembly lines to spin jute today. The infrastructure is totally adapted and ready for the 2026 paradigm. And why 2026? Because of things like the EU's Eco-Design for Sustainable Products regulation. Sustainability is no longer just a cute marketing gimmick. It's the law. To sell goods in Europe, massive fashion brands must now carry a digital product passport, legally proving their total carbon footprint, chemical transparency, and end-of-life circularity. And that is exactly why jute is dominating right now. It provides an immediate, legally compliant cheat code for retail brands. It's 100% rain-fed, meaning a massive drop in water footprint. Zero need for toxic forever chemicals like PFAS. It's completely compostable in under 90 days, and it fits flawlessly into a circular supply chain. It hits every single metric perfectly. So, I want to leave you with this to ponder. Fast fashion is terrified of the status quo right now, and this icy weed from the Ganges Delta is stepping up as the ultimate savior. Next time you're out shopping, take a close look at the tag on that shirt. Will it say cotton, or will you be wearing the 90-day compostable golden weed? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Rethink your wardrobe, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one.